With the Motor Plus app, you can report accidents and access value-added services from your mobile.
Your motor insurance is now at your fingertips. Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, the best option.
In a few moments, the news.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(1:15). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madhavala and read by Soundithavam. A new study reveals that the COVID-19 virus that has infected over 7,000 people up to now is similar to that in Europe. It is stressed that there are enough health facilities for the COVID-19 patients in the country. More than 150 curfew violators have been arrested yesterday. A program will be implemented to provide free food packages worth 10,000 rupees to quarantined families. The Navy has seized over 4,000 kilograms of smuggled dried turmeric. The chanting of Ratana Sutra is being held today as well. In world news, COVID-19, Austria and Portugal announced new restrictions. The Deputy Director General of Health Services, Consultant Dr. Hemantha Herath, says that around 500 hospital beds are available for the possible COVID-19 patients in the country. Some media report that there are no beds for the COVID-19 patients in the country. Dr. Herath says that more than 140 ICU beds are also available for COVID-19 patients. The persons who are under quarantine and under medical care are being tested frequently. The patients who have been discharged will be under self-quarantine at their houses for another 2 weeks after leaving hospitals. The National Operations Centre for the Prevention of COVID-19 Outbreaks says that 10,510 PCR tests have been conducted in the country yesterday. Accordingly, the number of PCR tests conducted in Sri Lanka so far is more than 512,000. The number of COVID-19 patients reported in Sri Lanka is comparatively less than the day before yesterday. The total number of COVID-19 patients in Sri Lanka is 10,663. The number of patients identified in the second wave is 7,185. Around 5,000 persons are being quarantined at 60 centres at present. The police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana says that 153 persons have been arrested under the charge of the violation of curfew and quarantine regulations during the last 24 hours ended 6 a.m. today. 35 vehicles have also been taken into custody. 1,633 persons have been arrested for the violation of those regulations so far. 61 persons who did not wear face masks and did not maintain a proper distance were among them. 550 persons who left the Western Province have been self-quarantined at the places where they are resident at present. The heads of the state media institutions expressed that the main objective of the media is to provide true and accurate information to the people. They expressed these views while participating in the Subharati discussion program of the SLBC. The chairman of the SLBC, Jagat Wickramasinghe, said that the SLBC is doing a tremendously responsible service at present. The chairman added that the SLBC is educating the people regarding health, education, heritage, communication and many more fields. The director programs of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Vijaya Disanayake, said that the people must adhere to the health guidelines. The media should educate the people over the upcoming vaccines and other relevant data regarding the pandemic. He added that the present government is acting in a responsible manner. Head of the news of the ITN, Sudarman Radaliagoda, says that some media institutions are only focusing on money-making ventures during the pandemic period. He stressed that it is necessary to conduct combined programs to educate the people. He says that some social media platforms are working irresponsibly at present. Following a discussion at the Prime Minister's office chaired by Basil Rajapaksa, chairman of the National Task Force on Economic Revival and Poverty Alleviation, on the instructions of the President and the Prime Minister, it has been decided to implement a program to provide free food packages worth 10,000 rupees to quarantined families. The food bag is priced at 5,000 rupees and will be distributed on 2 occasions. Accordingly, the distribution of this food package, which is worth 10,000 rupees and sufficient for 14 days for families who are currently under quarantine, is being carried out with the mediation of the District Secretary and Government Agent. Arrangements have been made to distribute bags containing fruits and dry rations to 6,025 quarantined families in 13 divisional secretariat divisions in the Colombo district. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, the best option.
The Navy has seized over 4,000 kilograms of smuggled dried turmeric. 16 suspects have been arrested in this regard. This was nabbed during special operations conducted in the Northwestern and North Central Naval Commands. The operations had been carried out on the 30th and the 31st of October 2020, stated the Sri Lanka Navy. On noticing the suspicious behaviour of a group of persons during a patrol carried out in the beach area of Eramugodalla in Itale, Puttalam, the Northwestern Naval Command had interrogated them, leading to the seizure of a stock of smuggled dried turmeric. All these operations had been conducted adhering to strict safety and health guidelines stipulated for the prevention of the COVID-19 pandemic. The accused held during these operations were identified as residents of Puttalam, Itale, Kondathivu, Madurankulia, Pallavi and Mana, aged between 20 to 64 years. The chanting of Ratana Sutra in all the temples in the country has commenced. This initiative is being held in all temples in the country from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. This initiative is conducted under the leadership of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation with the support of the Ministry of Religious Affairs and the Department of Buddhist Affairs. The Ratana Sutra will be chanted to bless the people of this country. The chanting will be broadcast from the Talattoya Haputale Pallegama Sri Sudarshanarama temple today. Thus, LBC requests all chief prelates of the temples in the island to use loudspeakers to broadcast the chanting. That's local news.
Shri, what do you know about Motor Plus?
Motor Plus operating system is 100% accurate and convenient. They settle claims fast with less documentation.
Tell me more.
They also have cashless claim settlement options.
Anything else?
With the Motor Plus app, you can report accidents and access value-added services from your mobile.
Your motor insurance is now at your fingertips. Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, the best option.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
According to a new study by scientists of the University of Sri Javadnapura, the COVID-19 virus that has infected over 7,000 people up to now is similar to that in Europe. This rules out that the new cluster originated from India. The second wave of infections, with the first patient detected in a Brandix facility in Minuangoda early this month, is considered to be a result of a virus strain more contagious than that detected earlier. Since then, the number of COVID-19 patients has passed 10,000. The World Health Organization funded the Sri Javadnapura University study and presented to the Ministry of Health yesterday, found that the strain had infected many in the country, including the Minuangoda, Palayagoda and the Colombo municipality clusters. Then they share a common origin. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Superivicky and Kakulu, products from Siddhaleba.
Moving on to Watchlight, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation says selected fuel stations in the Western Province will remain open for essential services during the curfew period. Thereby, 62 fuel stations in the Colombo district, 68 in the Gampaha district and 27 in the Kalutara district will be open for services. More details on the selected fuel stations can be obtained from the official website of the CPC, www.cpetco.lk. That's www.cpetco.lk. That came to in Watchlight. Moving on to a bulletin of world news in the headlines. COVID-19, Austria and Portugal announce new restrictions. US election 2020, Biden and Trump in last weekend dash round swing states. Typhoon Goni, Philippines hit by the year's most powerful storm. Austria and Portugal have announced new restrictions in an attempt to curb the spread of the coronavirus. In Austria, the restrictions include a curfew from 2000 hours to 6 a.m. Cafes and restaurants will be takeaway only. Portugal's measures cover 70% of the country. People will be required to stay at home except for work, school or essential errands. A number of European countries have enforced new measures as the continent grapples with a second wave. France introduced measures on Friday, and on Saturday, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced a 4-week lockdown for England. US Democratic candidate Joe Biden is in Michigan and President Donald Trump is in Pennsylvania, states that could be the key to winning the White House as the last weekend of campaigning hots up. Mr. Biden, joined by ex-President Barack Obama, said the US was done with the chaos of the Trump administration. Mr. Trump said there would be a great red wave of Republican victories. Mr. Biden has a solid lead in the polls, but his advantage is narrower in swing states that could decide the election. Typhoon Goni, Asia's most powerful typhoon this year, has made landfall in the Philippines with maximum sustained winds of 225 kilometers per hour. The State Weather Service said the typhoon hit the Cantonese Island on Sunday at 4:50 local time yesterday. It has since crossed onto the main island of Luzon, where the capital Manila is located. Almost 1 million people have been evacuated from their homes. Back to the headlines of the world news. COVID-19, Austria and Portugal announce new restrictions. US election 2020, Biden and Trump in last weekend dash round swing states. And Typhoon Goni, Philippines hit by the year's most powerful storm. That's world news.
Development News is brought to you by...
My wife always sets a full lunch table even if it's just the two of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker, Super Kiyanne Nikang Neve.
The State Minister of Money and Capital Market and State Enterprise Reforms, Ajit Nival Cabral, said that the 2021 budget will focus on macroeconomic fundamentals such as debt protection, boosting foreign reserve and strengthening the rupee. The government will also focus on facilitating new ventures with substantial investments through its first budget that will be presented in Parliament on November 17th, he said. That's Development News.
When Tati bought a new family car, it wasn't just for the four of us.
It's a 10-seater van. Enough for friends and relatives too.
Mummy insisted on building an extra room in our new house.
Well, you never know who'll come to stay. We need more pillows too.
When I was studying late, Nangi would come by to help.
No, I don't know physics, but I do know you need a Munchie Super Cream Cracker.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others.
When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves.
Munchie Super Cream Cracker, Super Kiyanne Nikang Neve.
Sports News is brought to you by
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
In rugby, England won the Six Nations Rugby 2020 Championship after France beat Ireland on a thrilling final day of the delayed tournament. Eddie Jones's side had claimed a bonus point win against Italy earlier on Saturday, but faced a tense wait as both teams in the day's final fixture attempted to take the title. England's first title since 2017 was confirmed by France's 35-27 victory. In Formula One, Valtteri Bottas beat Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton to pole position with his last lap of qualifying at the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. The Finn was 0.097 seconds quicker than Hamilton, with Red Bull's Max Verstappen third, nearly 0.5 seconds behind. AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly was a surprise fourth, ahead of Renault's Daniel Ricciardo and Red Bull's Alexander Albon. All that came to you in sports news. We look at business news next.
Hey guys, we've got our very own Queen Bear here to review something for us.
Okay, here we go. It's the right amount of crunch and OMG, so much chocolate. The texture is so good. It's creamy and velvety and just so much chocolate. The packaging is super cool and new and there's like so much chocolate. And OMG, the taste, it tastes like so good and there's so much chocolate. Like with every bite. 10 out of 10 for me.
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. NSV Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The UK's data privacy watchdog has fined the Marriott Hotels chain £18.4 million for a major data breach that have affected up to 339 million guests. The Information Commissioner's office said names, contact information and passport details may all have been compromised in a cyber attack. The breach included 7 million guest records for people in the UK. The ICO said the company failed to put appropriate safeguards in place, but acknowledged it had improved. That's business news, economic news up next.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The construction of the Nellore-Lankagama Road, which has started to meet a long-standing public need, is now in its final stages. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who visited Lankagama on August 29th, inspected the condition of the road and instructed it to be completed in 90 days without harming the environment. The Army Corps of Engineers commenced construction of the road on September 2nd with the approval of the National Building Research Organisation. A 6.5-kilometre section from Nellore, Varukandeniya to Lankagama will be developed under the first phase. That's economic news.
Hello, Puta, did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
In the weather report, showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the Uva, eastern and north-central provinces and in the Hambantota, Mullaitivu and Vavuniya districts after 2 p.m. Fairly heavy falls above 50 millimeters can be expected at some places, particularly in the Uva province and in the Trincomalee and Ampara districts. To conclude this news broadcast, a recap of the headlines. A new study reveals that the COVID-19 virus that has infected over 7,000 people up to now is similar to that in Europe. It is stressed that there are enough health facilities for the COVID-19 patients in the country. More than 150 curfew violators have been arrested yesterday. A program will be implemented to provide free food packages worth 10,000 rupees to quarantined families. The Navy has seized over 4,000 kilograms of smuggled dried turmeric. The chanting of Ratana Sutra is being held today as well. And COVID-19, Austria and Portugal announced new restrictions.